Life is something no one can predict, and losing a life partner is a profound pain that nothing can compensate for. Especially for wives, the moment they have to face life without their husband by their side can feel like their world is collapsing. However, amid that pain, there are financial decisions that, if not made carefully, could unintentionally lead to unnecessary risks. Today's video is dedicated to women who are or will be facing such a situation, to help them avoid 5 serious financial mistakes that many have made after their husband's passing. Especially, the last mistake is something that many people deeply regret when they look back. I want you to know that you are not alone in this journey, and equipping yourself with the right knowledge is the best way to protect your future. If the insights in this video are valuable to you, don't forget to hit like, subscribe to the channel so you won't miss other useful content, and share in the comments the best financial advice or advice for coping with loss that you have ever received. Now, let's dive into the first mistake that many people easily make. When you lose your beloved husband, the home that was once filled with sweet memories suddenly becomes a space full of unbearable sorrow. Every room, every corner reminds you of your partner's presence, making many wives feel overwhelmed, even suffocated to the point where they just want to leave as quickly as possible. Family and friends, though well-intentioned, often advise you to sell the house to ease the emotional burden. However, this rushed decision can lead to significant consequences later on, because when you are still in deep grief, your mind is more easily driven by emotions than logic. Clever buyers or agents might recognize your desire to escape the pain and deliberately push the price much lower than the actual value of the house. As a result, you could lose tens of thousands of dollars, not to mention the regret of later realizing that the house is not just a physical asset, but also a place holding countless loving memories, family history, and the marks of a strong bond of love. The speaker in the video sincerely advises you to wait at least 1 year before making this crucial decision. During that time, focus on adjusting your living space to make yourself feel more comfortable, like rearranging furniture, changing decorations, or even creating new little corners to ease the pain. Major decisions like selling your house should be made when you have enough calmness and clarity to avoid future regrets. After understanding this first mistake, we will move on to another financial trap that often appears during such difficult times. While you are still struggling with the emotions of loss, offers of financial help from old acquaintances or even strangers can become very tempting. They come with a sincere appearance, sweet words, and promises to ease your financial burden. But the speaker in the video warns that this is when you need to be more cautious than ever. The hurt and overwhelm can make you trust others too quickly, unintentionally handing over control of your valuable assets without thorough verification. Sadly, not everyone who approaches you has good intentions. Some will take advantage of your vulnerability to seize assets or give dishonest advice for their own gain. Therefore, the first rule is, do not sign any documents you do not fully understand, even if they come from family members. Do not hesitate to request everything in clear writing. Verify professional licenses if they claim to be financial advisors, and especially, consult multiple independent experts. A genuine advisor will always encourage you to cross-check information and will never rush you into making quick decisions. Remember, money at this time is like a lifeline in the middle of the ocean. Carefully protecting your finances is how you protect yourself and ensure your future safety. And once you are aware of this trap, we will continue exploring another mistake related to handling the insurance payout or pension you may receive after your husband's passing. After the loss of a husband, many wives will receive a life insurance payout or a pension from their spouse's lifetime of hard work. This large sum initially brings a sense of security, like a guarantee to help them through a difficult time. However, that sense of security is often only temporary. Very quickly, you will find yourself approached by all kinds of people, from investors promising lucrative projects to family or close friends asking to borrow money or propose business partnerships. Even you, in your confusion, might be tempted to spend the money on short-term needs or personal indulgences to soothe the pain. The speaker in the video emphasizes something very important. Always remember, this is not a windfall, but rather the result of your husband's years of hard work and family responsibilities. If you withdraw the entire amount at once, the consequences could be severe. First, you could spend it too quickly without saving for the years ahead when you'll need it most. Second, you might lose out on government benefits or face higher taxes, significantly reducing the real value of the funds. Third, having a large sum at hand makes you an easy target for tempting but risky offers. The recommended solution is to avoid taking the entire amount immediately. Consider options to receive payments gradually, like annuities or monthly disbursements, to ensure long-term financial stability. More importantly, seek out reputable and trustworthy financial advisors, those who genuinely care about your interests and are willing to accompany you in making the right decisions. By doing so, you will turn this sum of money into a solid foundation for your new life, rather than a burden or regret. And now, having understood the traps associated with insurance and pension money, let's continue to another common mistake that many wives fall into due to guilt when facing financial requests from family members. When a husband passes away, the feeling of emptiness and the worries about caring for the family often weigh heavily on the wife's shoulders. You might ask yourself, have I done enough for my children and grandchildren? This seemingly loving question can open the door to a series of unwise financial decisions. When relatives come to you asking for loan guarantees or financial help, many wives, wanting to maintain family ties or out of guilt, easily agree. However, the speaker in the video warns that once you sign as a guarantor, you are not only betting on your relative's ability to repay the loan, but also risking your own financial security. If the person you guarantee fails to repay, the full responsibility falls on you. This could lead to serious consequences, damage to your credit, depletion of your lifetime savings, or even the loss of your home. Moreover, giving away large sums of money just because of guilt is another trap. Money cannot buy love or loyalty, and once the money runs out, the help and attention from relatives may also fade away. The speaker advises that before agreeing to anything, take a moment to reflect deeply and ask yourself, if my husband were still alive, what would he think about this decision? This question will help you see the situation more objectively and clearly, instead of acting based on momentary emotions. Remember, protecting your personal finances is not selfish, but a necessary wisdom to maintain a stable and peaceful life. Now that you understand the financial traps that come from emotional family pressure, let's continue to explore a subtle but extremely dangerous mistake: delaying the update of important legal documents. The pain of losing a husband causes many wives to postpone dealing with legal documents. They believe it is not urgent, or they even avoid it because it feels too painful to face reality. However, the speaker in the video emphasizes that failing to promptly update legal papers and beneficiary information on key accounts can lead to serious consequences you may not anticipate. If wills, powers of attorney, or beneficiary details on insurance contracts are not updated in time, your assets could be divided according to court decisions, not your actual wishes. Even worse, if the beneficiary was previously listed as your husband's ex-wife or a distant relative, they would automatically inherit those assets, regardless of the fact that you are the closest person to the deceased. This ironic situation can lead to painful family conflicts, causing siblings and children to fall out, or even cut ties entirely due to unclear asset division. Therefore, the speaker sincerely advises you to work immediately with a lawyer to review and update all necessary documents. This will not only protect your assets, but also prevent unnecessary disputes, maintain family harmony, and demonstrate your responsibility to your loved ones. This proactive step is a crucial move to help you take control of your future during the toughest time. Once you understand the importance of updating legal documents, we will close the video with an encouraging message and a summary of everything we've shared. Finally, the most important thing the speaker wants to convey to widows is this: protecting yourself financially is not just a practical action, but also an extraordinary act of courage. Overcoming loss has never been easy, but by avoiding the 5 dangerous mistakes we've shared, you are giving yourself the chance to recover and build a better future. The wise decisions you make today will become a solid foundation to help you maintain independence, protect your assets, and preserve peace of mind for yourself and your family. If you found the insights in this video helpful, please don't hesitate to hit like to show your support. Subscribe to the channel so you don't miss other important content, and especially share this video with the women you know who need to hear this message. Lastly, I also invite you to subscribe to the Senior Journeys newsletter, where you will receive valuable weekly tips to help you stay wise, safe, and strong on your journey forward after loss.